Ukraine's capital currently under attack by Russian forces.
Here's a live look. The capital city of Kyiv right now as another dark day begins in Ukraine. Reporters say they've already witnessed a series of loud explosions across the city. Russian troops had been advancing on the city, and Ukraine's president previously said some, quote, saboteurs were already there.
And President Zelensky addressed his citizens earlier today, announcing nearly 150 civilian and military deaths. He said he believes he is Russia's #1 target, followed by his family. Meanwhile, President Biden announced a fresh round of sanctions against Russia's financial system, as did several European, North American, and Asian allies. Fox 4's Blake Hansen has been following developments and joins us now live. Blake.
Yeah, Heather and Steve, the Pentagon announced today that it is sending 7,000 additional U.S. troops to Europe. U.S. officials have said that American soldiers will not be fighting actively in Ukraine, but the concern is that Ukraine might be just the first step. Ukraine is now a battlefield. In the first day of fighting, Ukraine's president said 137 Ukrainians were killed, 316 injured. In an early Friday address, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said he is remaining in the capital of Kyiv. President Zelensky says enemy sabotage groups have already entered the capital city.
This is a grave situation that's changing the balance of power in Europe.
One of the more unusual moves came when Russian forces took control of the Chernobyl nuclear plant Thursday. It is the site of the world's worst nuclear disaster in 1986 and a site that still houses radioactive material. U.S. officials late Thursday demanded the release of plant staff reportedly taken hostage. Ukrainian people are fleeing en masse. Reuters reports as many as 100,000 on the move, some crossing into neighboring Poland, a NATO member.
And you know, old friends, everybody is in Kyiv now, and they are calling us and telling what is going on, and it's awful.
Ukrainian officials ordered a full mobilization of its military Thursday, the country distributing rifles to civilians to help defend the capital.
He's setting up a rationale to go much further.
The White House believes Russian President Vladimir Putin may want to expand beyond Ukraine. The U.S. announced a new series of sanctions.
Who in the Lord's name does Putin think gives him the right to declare new so-called countries on territory that belong to his neighbors?
Sanctions from United States allies quickly followed, including sanctions from Japan, Australia, Canada, and members of the European Council. Those sanctions, however, did not include something the Ukrainian government requested, cutting off Russia from SWIFT, a key financial network.
The sanctions that we have proposed on all their banks have of equal consequence, maybe more consequence than SWIFT, #1. #2, it is always an option, but right now that's not the position that the rest of Europe wishes to take.
The UN Security Council is set to vote tomorrow on a measure condemning Russia and demanding its withdrawal from Ukraine, although that is something that Russia is expected to veto.